A live one indeed, Dave. A live one indeed. Big up, Danny, Michael, and everyone on the chat. I am on time, yes. Here for a good time, not a long time. The reason I say that is I'm absolutely beat. I've just got back from Whitewater Valley with the Sprogs. We've just eaten. I'm knackered. My eyes are stinging. You can probably see actually. I look really tired as well, and I feel exasperated because so much has happened today. So much has happened today. We've had a Daily Mail article going through Leeds United transfer plans. We've had an Athletic article where Beren Cross has answered questions from fans. We've had an Isaac Johnson article from Leeds Live. So there's loads of plenty to for us to get our teeth stuck into. So I thought we could do that and just have a chinwag about it. Really. So if you haven't already, do smash me a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, get your comments in, and of course hit that notification bell. Oh, and also 49ers have officially taken over Rangers, haven't they? And then we had this morning, like Darren C's just said in the chat, the journalist reporting that Buendia to Leeds United at 16.8 million, which I did a video on first thing this morning. Big up Kershaw for tagging me in that as well. So, yeah, I did that before I headed off this morning. All good, Stephen, man, all good. Just very tired, mate, I can't lie. All good, Brett. Thanks for joining live. I need to be informed, not had time to read the articles. Yeah, man. The great thing is, with chat, GPT and AI and stuff, if there's paywalls now, you can just ask it to transcribe the article. So it just goes through the article without you actually having to read the article. Does that make sense? So if you want to know that little secret, then do that. So we'll start first and foremost with the Daily Mail article, which is behind a paywall. But yeah, we went on to ChatGPT or Grok or however you want and asked it to transcribe the article for us. But basically, Stephen, exciting week coming. The transfer window opens on Sunday, and if you are a football fan, you'll have seen how much business is getting done over. Like, it's ready to go. We're seeing Liverpool with Frimpong, Wirtz. Bruno Fernandes might be going to Saudi. Let's all laugh at Manchester United again. There's just so much business ready to go. And isn't it? Yeah, I mean, Gavin, it's the craziest thing. I had a guy message me on Facebook, big up, by the way, saying, Largie's going to Rangers and this is from, and show me the source. And it's like, do not listen to a word that guy says. Do not listen to a word that guy says. Stephen, like you said, what a time to be alive. Yeah, so there's certain pretend journalists online saying that Largie's going to Rangers on loan. It's just not going to happen, is it? Yorkshireman says, personally, I think we have to shift a few before signing anybody. Well, in the article, it does talk about potential outgoings as well. One of them is actually Mateo Joseph. We'll start there, actually. Strasbourg, part of the Blue Core group, part of the Chelsea group. And this is Isaac Johnson at Leeds Live that's saying that according to reports over in France, there is talk of Strasbourg, which is part of the Blue Core group, which is run by Egg Barley and Yaman Todd Bowley, potentially looking at Mateo Joseph as an acquisition, and it would sort of fall in line with their model. Yeah, it would fall in line with their model. So it's all good. I was thinking, where's all these people from saying we all hate Leeds? Saeed TV. Big up, by the way. What do they say? Hated, adored, never ignored. Well, guess what? You're talking about us. Little old Leeds that Manchester United fans don't care about. Like I've just been saying, if he is watching this, and for all you Manchester United fans that are joining us, big up. Make sure you do subscribe, by the way. It'd be great if you could. Hopefully, I'll be working with Saeed a lot this season. He's a good guy. Just supports a poor football team. Owen Dilworth says, Liverpool love Leeds. Yeah, man. It is what it is. But, yeah, on the Manchester United thing, Bruno Fernandes, mate, your captain's leaving. He looks like a rat. He looks like the rat out of Flushed Away, doesn't he? I forget his name. Yeah. And he looks like that rat, and he's the last rat leaving a sinking ship. Manchester United have just been beaten to Liam Delap. When did that ever happen? When did that ever happen? The Manchester United of the 90s are no more. The Manchester United that I grew up hating, despising, because all my friends love, United. Never been to Old Trafford, half of them. But my point is, I deserve this. Leeds United fans deserve this. Man, you folks are out here doing bus parades over in fucking Myanmar or wherever you were, and about 10 people showing up. Here he is, look. There we go. I hope you're listening, brother. We need to sort out a show, mate. Rivalry, the Roses divide or something like that. Because we're going to be in a weekly show, right? I don't know. I've been thinking about it. I was going to message you. Roses. War of the Roses kind of thing. Weekly show, maybe, if you're up for it. But yeah, exactly. Booed off in a friendly. Doing opened up bus parades in Asia. No one turning up. I don't know. And like Oliver said, we are coming for you. You are going to be in a relegation dogfight next season, and we're going to be the team that probably sends you down. And it's sweet because I deserve this and yous deserve it. This is what I keep saying. I deserve this joyous period. This joyous period watching Manchester United in the mud. Amar says if Leeds finish above Manchester United, they're not United, we're Leeds United, yeah. Then they need to fold the club. You should already fold the club, Amar. Come on now. Pennines divide. That's what I'm talking about. Me and Saeed. The Pennines divide. Big up to all the Leeds bros. So yeah, let's make it happen. Let's all laugh at Manchester United. Mate, we don't like Chelsea either, bro. We don't like Chelsea either. But we're actually talking about Chelsea now and Blueco and their model with Egg Barley and Todd Bowley, because apparently they're after Mateo Joseph. So there is a low-lying noise at the minute coming from Ligue 1 that there's a number of clubs keeping tabs on Mateo Joseph. Mateo Joseph is Spain's under-21s number 9. Did also play for England under-21s. He's actually the cousin of Emil Heskey. Mateo Joseph, Spanish mother, I think, English father, related to Emil Heskey. Apparently, connections close to Blue Coats, which own Chelsea, has said that Strasbourg are admirers of Mateo Joseph. Obviously, would look to take Mateo Joseph, see what he does at Strasbourg, and then you know what they do. They buy young, they sell, etc. And it's worked for them, if we're being totally honest. I didn't expect them to, but they finished and got Champions League football. Also won the Conference League. So look, Joseph didn't have a great time last season. I do think the club might look to cash in because it's pure profit, and we live in a world where your youth assets are your sellable assets because it's pure profit. He scored 3 goals in 41 appearances this season. He does and will compete for Spain in the Under-21 European Championship, where he does score and has scored in pre-season. I just think he struggles with the pressure at this moment in time, but he is only young. He scored 7 times in 9 games for the Under-21s at Spain. There's no doubt that he'll go on to be a fantastic player. I've said that. Apparently, we rejected a bid in January of around about 10 million from Real Betis. However, I think because of the way it went, and Leeds United will want to be able to spend, the best way to do that is for them to cash in on someone like Joseph. Now, get decent money for him. He goes to Strasbourg. It might be one of them where we go, we missed out there. But ultimately, it's all about Leeds United staying in the Premier League now. I don't need players to be decent in 3 or 4 years' time. I need them now. That's why I'm saying, if you were to sell Joseph, use that money to buy a ready-made striker, oven ready, then let's do it, you know. So Strasbourg will actually play in the Europa Conference League next season. There you go. So they've not actually reached the main stage of the competition since 2005-06, so quite some time for them. So that's Mateo Joseph, which shocked me, to be honest. I thought Real Betis, but Blue Co. It's their model, innit? It's the Chelsea model. It's the Blue Co model. They're all about bringing in young players and selling them and for big profit. But Leeds United could benefit off that in the short term by any sale of Mateo Joseph. 10 million plus is pure profit, which then we're able to spend elsewhere in the squad. And where else do we need it? Well, goalkeepers is one. Now, in the Daily Mail's exclusive piece, what they've said is they've actually named 3 goalkeepers that Leeds United like the look of. These 3 keepers are Sam Johnston at Wolves, Kevin Kelleher at Liverpool, and Aaron Ramsdale at Southampton. Obviously, we know Meslier is probably going to be sold, and it wouldn't surprise me. Mate, I would have, I mentioned that last season, Neo Rad, but it looks like Ipswich are getting him, don't they? So I wouldn't have minded Mark Gouy, to be honest. But yeah, Meslier is going to probably be sold because he was dropped. There's only one keeper in the UK worse than Ilya Meslier, and his name's Anana, who coincidentally plays for Manchester United. I think he's worse than Meslier, and that's no cap. Apart from we bought Meslier for 5 million and not whatever they paid for Anana. But hey, so he's going to go. You've then got a choice between Sam Johnston, Aaron Ramsdale, and Kevin Kelleher. Now, I would do a poll on that, but I know Kelleher's going to win. I like Ramsdale. I'd take any of them. I've also championed Sam Johnston. I think the signing of Sam Johnston would also be good. Kepa on loan to buy. Again, I think he's going back to Chelsea. Maybe Bournemouth will try and make it permanent. I'm not too sure, but I would take Kepa as well, if I'm honest. But someone like Sam Johnston's your cheap option. You can get him for no more than 5 million. Less, probably. Aaron Ramsdale has a 20 or 25 million pound release clause, and reports are that Kelleher could go for 20. I think, if we're being honest, probably the best pick would be Kelleher, because he's 26. Is he 26? He might be younger. But my point is, I guess you've got a number one there for 5-6 years. So I disagree, Ryan. For a keeper that we don't, to be honest, mate, we don't need Oak Flasher. We don't need a keeper good with the feet and all this. I just want a goalkeeper who can save shots. That's all I ask. Someone who can save shots, who can keep goal. And Sam Johnston would be that. Genuinely, bro. Nick Pope, let's say Newcastle go for, I don't know, maybe Newcastle go for Kelleher. There's chat of Verbruggen going to Brighton, so they might go for Kelleher. There's talk of Flecken going to Leverkusen with Ten Hag. So then maybe they go for Kelleher. It's going to be difficult for us to do. But I think if Newcastle go for a new keeper, Trafford, Kelleher, then I'd be getting Nick Pope. No flashy. Give us a couple of years. Because Nick Pope, over the course of a season, saves us 5 points, 6 points. What's Stuart on about here? Respectfully, mate. Stick your respect where the sun don't shine, broski. Leeds have been finished years ago. Okay. Your expectations is staying up. Yes. Man United is winning trophies. Is it? Because by my reckoning, you're 16th or something, mate. So I would say your expectation is staying in the league. You're still talking on past glories, mate. Yeah. You will not. Your time is done. You have no money. You bought Matheus Cunha, which will flop. Clip it up. Matheus Cunha will flop. He is a bad apple. He needs to be the main guy. He will not be the main guy. Trust me. You're knocking about with Rasmus Højlund, and it was, 70 million for a WWE wrestler? Fair play. Living in the 90s, Stuart Blythe. And also praying for a shake that you're never going to get, because you've got Uncle Jim. Old Mr. Ratcliffe. You enjoy Ratcliffe. I know, Darren. Tell me about it. But it's all fun and games. Please don't take it personal. We're having a bit of a laugh. So, yeah, Sam Johnston, Kelleher, Ramsdale. There's also a chat in the article about strikers. They've mentioned Callum Wilson. They've mentioned Jamie Vardy and Evan Ferguson. Wilson, free agent. Vardy, free agent and experienced. Ferguson's situation at Brighton offers potential. Yeah. Look, I know people say, oh, well, Evan Ferguson is done, etc. Evan Ferguson was wanted by Manchester United and clubs like this. And there was figures of around about 90 million put on his head a couple of seasons ago. Don't forget that fact. I don't think he's a bad striker. Obviously, it hasn't worked out for him at West Ham, but if he was rediscover his form, it'd be great. We've been linked to Promise David. But I don't mind Pirro, an older head like a Callum Wilson, and then maybe an up-and-comer like a Promise David. And I know that might be counteractive with me saying with the Joseph thing. I just don't think the Joseph thing might not work. And obviously, it's pure profit, which is what they'll look at. They spoke about midfielders, Calvin Phillips' potential return. You know my thoughts on it. I wouldn't mind it. I think it makes sense. I think he would do well coming back home. But I'm also not as strong as I was on it before. I understand, them not pursuing that. But if you can get a deal done cheap, maybe even a loan with City paying a lot of his wages, then you would do it. Do you know what, though, Stuart? You've not properly entered your banter era yet. It's still to come. This was the first year in your banter era. You know what I mean? It's not even started yet, broski. It's coming. So Calvin Phillips is a name mentioned. Julian Weigl at Mönchengladbach, who previously worked with Farke. We know about Gustavo Hamer as well. We tried to get. Had it rejected, could be available now. However, and then there was talk of Emi Buendia today as well, at 16 million. Emi Buendia, 16 million. I don't mind it. And I'd seen someone put in my comments in response to that. Well, he couldn't get a game at Villa. Why should we take? Look, we have to accept the level we're at. We've only just come into the Premier League. The gap's bigger than it's ever been. Emi Buendia is not a bad pickup for us. Hamer's not a bad pickup for us. Maybe even Calvin, if it's really cheap, isn't a bad pickup for us. That's what we have to understand where we're at. Joe, in your opinion, who are the best three Welsh internationals right now? Dan James, Ethan Ampadu, Joe Rodon. They all play for Leeds. We're Wales' biggest club. True, Tyler. He was. I do really like him, but I'd have to go for Buendia. I think it'd be too soon for Jack Redone. Not there yet. I know my mate Danny, coach of the White Rose, not White Rose Rivals, of Yorkshire Roses, said he fancies him, but pause. But I think it's too soon for him yet. So that's midfielders chat. And then obviously left back. We don't know what's going on with Junior Firpo. Contract talks ongoing. Big up to you, Zena. Thank you very much for the super chat, brother. That means a lot. Thank you, bro. Make sure you subscribe. There's loads of new heads in here as well. Neorad, Elevator Process, Zenith. Make sure you subscribe, man. The watch-alongs are lit. And we're here to stay in the Premier League, man. So Kostas Tsimikas, he is one. Will he take a pay cut? I'm not too sure. Neorad, 100%. We can't. Forest and Villa, they came up. Villa went up the year before us when we went up with Bielsa. They won. They beat Derby in the playoff final where we got beat by Derby. They're Champions League, or were Champions League club. Forest got in Europe. They stayed up the year we got relegated. So this is, Glenn, these aren't my shouts, bro. These are what's been linked. But I hear what you're saying, mate. But give me a couple of Premier League frees out of contract. Give me some players from the Championship and then some sprinklings of special talent from the continent. And I back us to get that because we've got a lad called Altanaka. We picked him up for like 3 million from the Bundesliga too. He'll light it up in the Premier League. So watch this space. But yeah, left backs Kostas Tsimikas is one that's been linked. Firpo, contract talks ongoing, but he's been linked with Real Betis, Lazio, and AC Milan. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there. I don't think he's good enough for any of them, if I'm honest. But it is what it is. Will Tsimikas take a pay cut to come to Leeds United? Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. There's chat on outgoings. Melier, Bamford, Gelhardt, Joseph, all potentially looking to seek more playing time elsewhere. Sean would take him. These won't rate him because they, probably feel that. But for us, I would take him. Left-sided centre-back, 100%. Leeds are going down. Why are we kidding ourselves? Stuart, please come back. Nah, Declan, the contracts don't finish till June. You contracted until the 30th of June. So there's no contract yet. So they're still under contract at Leeds United. And also the transfer window opens on Sunday. So I expect some movement then, pal. Jack Harrison, he's coming back to Leeds United as well. He'll have to report back for first team training. In the article as well, they talk up Alfie Creswell, son of Richard, brother of Charlie. They talk up James DeBayo, I'm not too sure, and obviously Harry Gray, 16-year-old Archie Gray's brother, better than Archie Gray. Had his debut against Stoke, striker. We've got a player on our hands there, that's for sure. We've also been linked to the striker at Stoke, which we've been linked to on several occasions over the last few seasons. Stoke City sensation, Emre Tezgel, striker, 19-year-old. We tried to get him before and Stoke got him on a new deal. However, he's got his contract set to expire next month. There's a lot of clubs looking at Emre Tezgel. We've been linked to him numerous times. Yeah. He's England under-20 international. He's drawn interest from Chelsea, Manchester United, a host of clubs. He's well thought of, is Emre Tezgel. Turkish heritage through his father's family, can represent Turkey and England. We tried to get him in 2022. Honestly, all you over here, I've done a video on him before on my channel. They're trying to get him on a new deal, but we tried to get him back in 22 and couldn't. So it looks like we're going to try get him again. But yeah, he's wanted by a host of clubs. But again, yeah, when you see Man United, Chelsea names, you go, oh, right, but is there a pathway? Maybe not so. Is there a pathway at Leeds United? You would argue, yes, you've just got to present Mateo Joseph, Harry Gray as your case studies. Whereas when was the last time a club like Chelsea or Manchester United brought through one on their own? They don't. And haven't for a long time anyway. They used to, not so much now. So that's why if he's got his head screwed on, you look elsewhere. Back to the Leeds live article as well. This is a piece done by Isaac Johnson on his sort of transfer notebook, he's called it. He mentions about Kelleher and the Liverpool Echo reporting that he's available for around about 20 million. The only issue we have there is Brentford, West Ham are all thought to be keen. We've not denied interest. Leeds have been asked. They've not denied it. But it's going to be hectic. Obviously, 26-year-old. He's going to be number one. He's going to leave Liverpool because they brought in Mamadashvili. We're going to get rid of Melier. Caldalo's not good enough to be number one. So we know we need a keeper. It's just whether or not you... What we need to do with Kelleher is sell the project. We're increasing the stadium to 55,000 seater. Yeah. Is that a speck on your cam? My right mid top. I've tried to clean it 3 times already. Whereabouts, bro? Tell me. Oh, hang on. There. That bit there. No, that's on my screen. That's not you. Where are you looking? Oh, you're on about here. It's the hole in the wall. That's my holes. Everybody knows about the hole in the wall. Look. Basically, mate, I'm shit at putting up any sort of things, any sort of joinery. I'm shit at it. So that is a hole in the wall, mate, that needs filling. That's been there for about 3 years. Is this here, isn't it? Yeah, there's one there and there's one here. Come on. There you go. Yeah, you've not met DIY Joe. Yeah, man. This is what we do here, bro. We have fun as well, man. Trust me. It's a good channel. Right, okay. So yeah, Joseph, we've got the goalkeeper search. That's ongoing. We've got Emre Tezgel. Then the Athletic did a not for us, mate. We need a number one. We need a number one. Yes. So we know that we've had 120 million invested from the 49ers investment group to help with this summer and spend money, etc. We know that. We know we're getting increased revenue for the Red Bull shirt sponsorship because that increased automatically if we got promoted. He was asked the question, Baron, with the raising of new shares being announced, have any more of these gone to Red Bull, or is it purely the 49ers investment group that these funds have come from? Sources at Leeds speaking anonymously to protect relationships said Red Bull has retained the shareholding it had before the last round of investment. So Red Bull haven't put any more money in, right? I think out of our reach, mate, I think Chelsea have been linked to Hermanson from Leicester. He's a very good keeper, young up and coming. So yeah, call Leeds, just waiting for it, man. Yeah, yes, love that Nilesh. I like Arsenal, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. I do like Arsenal. So yeah, do you know why I like Arsenal though? Again, it's tied to Manchester United because when I was growing up, they were the team. Wenger, when he came in and he made that team and he properly challenged Manchester United, I was like, yes, I like this. I like this. So that's why I have a bit of a little love for them on the sly. So yeah, senior figures at the head of 49ers Enterprises Group made it clear is the vast array of investors that wanted to raise about 120 million on the back of promotion. We know we've got that. There isn't so much in the Athletic article on specifics. Do you think Leeds' style of play will change? That's more of an opinion, isn't it? A lot of players we've been linked with in other outlets since the season ended have Premier League experience. Are there definite indications this is the direction the club are going in, or is it likely to be a blend with lesser-known players? He said, definitive is a strong word until we hear from Farker or those at the club, but Premier League experience does seem to be the direction of travel. Yeah. So, boom. We will go for experienced heads or players that have international or Premier League experience. That's why I don't mind us being linked to some of these older heads. We could do with them. Souček, Soufal. I'd take them. Even Beto at Everton we've been linked to. Again, I'd take it. What about the Fnatic shirt distribution deal? That's huge. What's that, Carl? I'm not sure what that is. Based on conversations with sources around the club who remain anonymous to protect relationships, the data department has done a lot of research into what it takes to stay in the Premier League. Players who have successfully kept clubs up over the last few years have been profiled, and Leeds will be influenced by their findings. One of the lessons from the failings across 21-22 and 22-23 is the lack of Premier League experience Leeds were bringing into the club. Exactly. And not even that, right? If you remember, when we first came up, it was, we're going to go for the cream of the crop of the Championship. We were linked to Watkins. He was basically in the door. Watkins was there. Then what did we do at the final hour? We went for Spain's number 9, Rodrigo, 30-odd. What if we'd have had a Watkins? Look at Watkins now. He's seen off every challenge at Villa. He's played in, the Euros for England. We could have had him. Ben Rama was another. I know it didn't work out for him at West Ham, but still, top player. We ended up going for these, glamour signings from Europe, Llorentes and McKennie's. Weston McKennie, what a terrible footballer he was. Instead of going, do you know what? for the short term, why don't we go for players that know this division? Yeah, that know this division. Do you know what, Zenith? We get a lot of people from Bangladesh watching the channel due to Hamza Chowdhury at Sheffield United. So, assalamu alaikum, brother. Yeah. It was, wasn't it? It was. Beto was working at KFC 4 years ago. That can't be true. But yeah, we're definitely going to look at Premier League experience. Someone asked about the women's team. The previous... Do we think youth investment is likely to be back on the menu again now we're back in the Premier League? In a word, no. Your observation is correct. There has been a focus on pouring every available pound into the first team to get out of the Championship. That's what it's about. So this is why when I see us linked to up-and-coming prospects, we were linked to the guy who's playing in Scotland, who's also been linked to big clubs. Was it Lennon Miller or something like that? My point is the club now, they're going to go for experienced Premier League players of a certain age profile that have been there, done it, and wore the T-shirt. Like I've said, there's no point in Leeds United going for young, because, right, as good as them youth prospects were, we're talking about Melier, let's talk about Somerville, let's talk about Strauch even, and all this. We've only really started to see the fruits of the labour this season and last. We need to see the fruits of the labour right now. When Leeds United signed Rutter, we could have signed Gyökeres from Coventry. We could have signed Gyökeres from Coventry. What did we decide to do? We signed and spent 30 million on Gio Rutter. Now, of course, Rutter, we get relegated, was amazing. He goes to Brighton, we make money on him. Amazing. But at that moment in time, was it the right decision? No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. Exactly, Neo Rad's got it bang on the money. This is all that matters for now. That's why I don't mind us being linked to Callum Wilson, if he's fit, and Nick Pope. You know, I've even said before, Ben Mee. Just players that have been there, done it, keep us in the division, then we can move. 100%, Matt. We've been linked to all sorts, bro, over the years. Cody Gakpo was nearly in the door. Kvaradona. Kvicvakaras Kalia, we were linked to. Rodrigo de Paul, all these players that we struggled to get over the line. Of course, they would have been amazing, and one of them worked like you know, Rafinha. Look at Rafinha. Now you're talking about Rafinha who could get the Ballon d'Or. He was at this football club. So some of them bang, but a lot of them we had to wait a couple of seasons for the fruits of the labour, when really what we need is ready now to stay in the division, because it's going to be competitive, you know? Yeah, so we'll wait and see what happens. That was on the Athletic piece. As we know now, Rangers as well. Rangers in Scotland has been taken over by the 49ers. So that's two clubs they have now. They're going for that multi-club model that we're seeing with Chelsea, with City, and all these other groups. So Leeds United are also going in that direction. I think it's good that the 49ers enterprises have a portfolio that say Leeds United and Rangers. I don't care what anyone says. That's two massive clubs, two well-supported clubs. And that can only benefit both clubs, I think, just being linked together as well. Yeah, busy one already. What's this from the YEP? Like I say, we've not even hit the first. And genuinely today, I've gone Lightwater Valley with my kids. We've had a good day. It's been hot. Drove back, stopped off at McDonald's. Boom. I'm like, I'm done in. And then I checked my phone because I've had no signal. And the phone's just gone boof. There's all sorts of stuff going down. So it's been a very, very busy day. And it just shows because we're getting closer to the transfer deadline. So going through here, look, this is the YEP sort of breaking down each player, right? Ilya Melier, they're saying Daily Mail reported last month Melier is expected to leave if an offer comes in. He's in the final 12 months of his deal. Firpo on the retain list, contract offer made, but interest from Betis, now AC Milan and stuff. yeah, it's all popping off right now. Jack Harrison as well. He's going to come back. At the moment, he's a Leeds United player. We don't know how long that will be for, but we'll have to wait and see. And we keep getting linked to players on the continent as well. Killershoy continues to be linked. Manos Solomon as well. Will we re-sign Manos Solomon? That's another one. You've got James McAtee. We've been linked to as well at City, which I think I could see Morgan Gibbs-White going to City, and I think they might take McAtee. Something like that could happen. Big up to Cal Berry, who's been a member for 13 months, a year and a day. Big up Joe, and get the jet ready. Jet washers unite. So yeah, we'll just quickly go through the latest news before we do finish up and see what's been said. Listen, there's 830 people watching. Not everyone will be a Leeds United fan. I noticed loads of new heads in here. So if you haven't already, please do subscribe to the channel. It would mean a lot. We're on the road to 35k, I think. McAtee wants to go Germany, plus we have other targets as replacement. There you go. McAtee would go Leverkusen, maybe under Ten Hag, do we think? Negotiations underway as Leeds United target European star. Deal could be concluded in days. This is in relation to Killershoy. So Leeds' search for an attacker has ended up in Turkey. Reports claim that the Whites are now pursuing a deal for Besiktas star Killershoy. Fanatic, which is the paper that it's reported from, is reported that Leeds and Besiktas are already in talks where negotiations between the parties are expected to accelerate in the coming days. It is believed Leeds want a loan deal with an option to buy the 19-year-old. Killershoy has 11 goals in 23 games as a 17-year-old when he broke into the first team. His form has taken a bit of a dip after new signings have taken minutes away from him, but the talent and potential is there for everyone to see. So if you were to, let's say, for example, and again, I've not seen Killershoy play. There might be some people in the chat that might have. But if you had a three-pronged attack, Joel Pirot, who's our current striker, championship top striker, a young up-and-coming upstart in Killershoy, who's done bits in Turkey, young, and then you add in Callum Wilson. I think that's decent for the Premier League. It gives you a fair crack at it because you do need goals and you need different profiles. And there's 3 different profiles. What else have we got? Sky Sports Leeds want to sign world-class Premier League star. This is Kevin Kelleher. According to Sky Sports, Kelleher is wanted by at least 3 English clubs, so it's now being picked up by them as well. Brentford, though, I think if Flecken goes to Bayer Leverkusen with Ten Hag, then I think they might get Kelleher. But what I will say, remember we were talking before about which potential clubs could drop out of the Premier League. We mentioned Wolves. We mentioned Brentford. Now, that might seem wild to some, but Mbuemo could go to Manchester United. If Mbuemo goes, does then Visser push for a move, who was wanted by Forest in January? If Flecken goes, they then need to replace Flecken. They've lost Ben-Mee, I know, out of contract, but my point is, all it takes is, or even the manager, if they lost Thomas Frank, maybe Spurs go for a Frank. Maybe if it don't go well for Amorim in the early months of the season, they look there. You just don't know. Leeds are likely to see departures. This is according to Mop Leeds News, and this is in relation, I believe, to the Emi Buendia link. Yes, Emi Buendia at 16.8 million would seal or signal the end for Brendan Aronson at Leeds. Look, if they don't get a buyer for him, which I think they'll struggle to, I think he's a good squad option to use in the last 10, 15 minutes of a game. See them out, run around like a madman. Leeds had a McAtee transfer boost as Man City make huge call. What is that huge call? England. So he's not going to the Club World Cup. So McAtee is not going to the Club World Cup with City, which clearly signals the end for him. And then just finally, what have we got here? Again, it's just Brendan Aronson chat. So yeah, that is a big old roundup for you there. I think Buendia for 17 million I'd take. Yeah, definitely. Same. I think it's a no-brainer. Leeds eyeing a raid on Wolves as 49ers identified priority Premier League target. And I bet that's Sam Johnston. It is. Who would you rather get? Johnston, Ramsdale, or Kelleher? I don't even need to put a poll out because I think everyone would go for Kelleher. Sam Johnston would probably be the third option for people. But yeah, I don't mind any. But it's going to be exciting because in 2 days' time, the transfer window opens. I will be doing a watch along in the Champions League final tomorrow night. Match Bingo will be joining us for that as well. So make sure you get your cards ready for that. If anything happens between now and then, obviously, I'll come live, but I think it's going to be quiet. I'll probably see you tomorrow, but I need to sleep now after what has been a very, very long day. Listen, loads of new heads here tonight. If you are new, please do subscribe. It would mean a lot. Big up to Saeed for sending people over as well, brother. And yeah, listen, enjoy the rest of your Friday, man. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. And yeah, I'll see you in a bit. Thank you for tuning in. Big up Zenith as well for the super chat and Carl Berry for the member chat as well. Peace out, folks.